Good evening, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and we have the final 11 cards to go over with you all today. And let's just go straight into this. This is for Age of Overlords, the last 11 cards. First up, we have a continuous spell, Laminate of the Immortal Bushi, or Busai. It's a samurai term, I just don't know what it means. The continuous spell, all monsters in your graveyard become warrior monsters. And once a turn during the end phase, destroy all monsters you control. I don't know what the why would you ever play this card? I don't know why your monsters in grave have to be warriors to do anything. Maybe there's some equipped spells that like banish warriors to do things. And maybe there's some like synergy there. But then the end phase effect of literally killing all your monsters. I just don't see the point of this card. Maybe you all tell me in the comments. But I really think this card is not good. Unless there's some like gimmicky FTK you're doing. But overall, not a great card. Let's keep going. So the next card we want to go over today is Conqueror Planets with the Invasive Alien Species. It looks like we have a new alien monster. It's a reptile, Invasive Alien Species, IAS. A light reptile effect monster, level 4, 600 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the second and third effect of this card once per turn. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects while there's a face-up card in your opponent's field spell, so only if your opponent has a field spell. And then if there is face-up cards in your opponent's field zone, target one monster you control, destroy it. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack. That's not that great. You have to destroy a monster you control. Also, your opponent has to have a field spell. And yeah, he gains 1,000, so it'd be a 26. But what monster are you destroying to get this effect off? Like if you're playing aliens, I don't really know what reptiles you want to destroy in order to get that effect. It would be a plus, but I'm not sure. And then if this face-up card in your opponent's field zone, or if this card is in your graveyard, special summon it. That I do like. I do like the idea that this guy is a free extender as your opponent has a graveyard. It just reborn this thing from grave. That's really cool. And if the third effect was not a once per turn, I actually think this card has potential. But as of right now, this card is bad, and let's just keep going. It's an interesting card, but I don't even know if aliens will play it. Alright, so the next card we gotta go over with today is Tara. Earth Fairy effect monster, level 4, 0 attack, 0 defense, really bad stats. You only use this card's name once per turn. If this card is in your hand, target one face-up monster in your main monster zone that is activated its effect this turn, on the field this turn. Destroy it if you do special summon this card to the zone that monster was in. So let me understand this correctly. If this card's in your hand, target one monster in your main monster zone that activates effects. Then you destroy it, and then you special summon out this guy. I don't know how good that is. I think this card's a really cool extender in decks that want to destroy their own cards. Like for example, I can see this as a tech card in Mana Dome, because I can see you popping a level 2, special summoning out this guy. Level 2 will float into another level 2, and then this guy plus that equals a level 4. So equals a synchro 6, which is cool. But other than that, I really don't know the implications of this card. I don't know what monsters you would want to destroy. But it seems really interesting. You tell me if this card has practicality. Really cool looking card, by the way. Next card, we have the Card Scanner. Now, this guy brings me back memories. I remember the original Card Scanner. It was also a continuous spell. Once per turn, you can declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap. Each player reveals the bottom card from their deck. And if they reveal a card of the declared type, they add it to their hand. Otherwise, they place it on the top of the deck. That's actually not bad. The fact that you just, let's say you're playing a very monster-heavy deck, this card just leads, add whatever bottom card of your deck to your hand, most of the time. Interesting. And then if this face-up card and its owner's spell in the trap zone is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you make your opponent place one card from the hand and bottom of the deck. That's a pretty solid effect overall. It makes them put a card on the bottom of their deck. Also, you can just get a free card. So if you play a very trap heavy deck, you can just make sure you always get a trap. Or you're playing a very spell heavy deck, you can always guarantee you get yourself a spell. Same thing with monster. It's not a bad card, but not a great card. It's very cheesy. And yeah, I definitely like it over the original. Alright, so we have our first Illusionist card, UFO Light. It is a level 8, 1500 attack, 1500 defense. You can only use the third effect of this card once per turn. If your opponent can't target this card with card effects except during battle phase, if this card battles a monster, neither player destroyed by battle. Neither can be destroyed by battle, so this guy can't kill a monster, your opponent can't kill a monster. And during the end phase, draw one card, then banish one or more cards from your hand. If you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card banished by this effect. Not good. Not gonna lie, it's a level 8. Doesn't have a way to special summon itself. It's a fire. Really bad stats for level 8. It just ain't good. Let's just keep going. Alright, so next card we have is Hania no Naigio. I am mispronouncing this card horribly. It is an Earth Spellcaster Tuner. Level 3, 0 attack, 2100 defense. When you draw this card, reveal it, special summon it, so that's not bad. At the start of the battle phase, if you have more cards in your deck than your opponent, this card gains attack equal to the difference times 300 until the end of the turn. And during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, because it was sent there this turn, place it on the top of the deck. Okay, I like this guy as a gimmicky OTK monster. This would have been really funny against tier elements, even though it would have been bad because it's like a Grand Maju against them. Except they also milled you, so it actually isn't a Grand Maju. This card's cool against like mill decks, but it's very gimmicky. It doesn't do anything. It has no protection. And yes, it does gain 300 for the difference of each card, but let's say your opponent only has 10 card difference. I guess this guy becomes a 3,000, which is decent, but it's a 3,000 vanilla. I mean, that's kind of bad. And what happens if your opponent is playing a trap deck? What happens if they only have like 2 difference? Cool, this guy's gonna be like, what, 600? Not good. Overall, it's a cool card. It's gimmicky, but I like the artwork, so let's keep going. Next card, we have Treat Yourself to Oritashi. It's a plant. A level 4 plant, light effect monster, 1600 attack, 200 defense. Once a turn, if this card or effect is activated, targets this card, or when a card is targeted for an attack, quick effect, special summon one Oritashi token, plant, light, level 1, 800 attack, 800 defense. And once a turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, tribute one normal monster, negate the summon. If you do, destroy that monster. Now that is actually interesting. So when when a card or effect is activated that targets this card, you get a token. I mean, this guy literally says, hey, just tribute a normal monster, and you just negate a summon. Now, I don't think the token counts itself as a normal monster. It could, which in that case, if your opponent tries to target, basically, once a turn, if a card or effect activates that targets this card, or when a card is targeted for an attack, that's iffy. This card is never going to be targeted, which really sucks. If this card is saying when a plant monster is targeted for an effect, this card actually kind of be solid as hell. Because I can see this being part of a plant board. And if your opponent's trying to target one of your cards, you just quick effect summon a token. And then this guy is just a solemn warning on Lakes, which would have been pretty interesting. But as is, he has to declare an attack. You get a token, which is cool. But then if your opponent's going to battle phase, most likely they're already summoned everything unless they're trying to Zeus you. Which, yeah, this thing can negate Zeus summon, which is cool. But I don't know, this card seems gimmicky. Maybe you all tell me there's like some really cool plant combos that can make this guy plus a normal. Like I can see some like Sun Avalons maybe playing it, but other than that, I think it's okay. Let's keep going. If anything, it's gonna be a one-of. We have Tao the Great Channeler. It's another illusionist monster. So hey, another Earth illusionist. Level 3. They really like their level 3s today. 1200 attack, 900 defense. Not a tuner, which is cool. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card battles a monster, neither player can be destroyed by battle. That's the same with all illusionist monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one illusionist monster in your graveyard except Tao the Great. Special summon it in defense position. Also, you can't special summon monsters from the graveyard for the rest of the turn except illusionist monsters. That's actually a really solid effect. I can imagine you playing like Branded Fusion. And I think Branded Fusion just says, I think you can fusion anything. No, you can't. You can't because you have to send for branded cards. All right, well, I can imagine you the illusionist fusion card, sending this guy to grave, and then this guy reborns back whatever. That's actually pretty solid. I wish he wasn't an Earth. If he was a dark or a light, he'd definitely send this off a branded. and then that'll be really, really powerful. But as is, it's solid. It's definitely a solid card. Its main effect is but its second effect, being set to graveyard, is pretty solid. I can definitely see this as a cool, spicy one-of. And you all tell me in the comments if this card's broken or not. Let's keep going. We have try your luck with Oria no Karashami. This guy's a origami monster. Dark Fairy effect monster, level 1, 100 attack, 0 defense. Once a turn, you toss a coin toss until the result is tails. If you do, draw 1 card for every heads. Actually, that's actually kind of not bad. If you just keep getting tails, I don't know, if you keep getting heads, you could actually draw like a ton of cards. And I can see some gimmicky cards always giving you heads. I mean, you just keep drawing infinitely. Maybe there's some like Exodia shenanigans you can do with this. That's actually not a bad effect. If I just keep doing it, it's actually kind of funny. And then each time either player tosses a coin while this monster is on the field, its attack is doubled a number of times equal to the number of heads. So that's also pretty cool. It gets a huge attack boost. That's also not a once per turn. The first effect is, the second effect isn't. So as long as you just keep tossing dice, this guy keeps doubling as long as you hit heads, which this guy can get pretty big pretty quickly. I can definitely see it as a goofy dice card. I don't know how good it is, but who knows? Maybe there's some like combos of it. We have 2 more cards left. We have Escape Ghost. It's a trap card. Escape Goat. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a non-token monster you control, you can contribute 1 monster, special summon 1 Escape Goat token, level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense, in defense position. If a non-token monster you control will be destroyed by battle card effects, destroy 1 of your tokens instead. Gimmicky card, not great. Let's keep going. And let's go over the final card. Now, the final card, I think, is another trap. It honestly looks like the World Chalice monster sleeping. This card is Imuk. Alright, so let's go over the final card. This looks a lot like the World Chalice monster. I think it even goes by it. It's like Unuk or Ib. A little check on Ib and Unuk. How are they doing these days? So I guess it is a part of the World Chalice lore. Interesting. This card is called Shisaninu Rustin. Normal trap card. You only activate this card's name once per turn. Target 1 fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link on the field. Return it, that face-up monster to the extra deck. Then if you do, special summon 1 of the appropriate monsters from either graveyard to your field based on the type of monster return. So let me understand this correctly. This card says target 1 fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link on the field. Either player's field, by the way. Return that face-up monster to the extra deck. And then you get to special summon 1 of the appropriate monsters from either graveyard to your field based on the type of monster return. So if it's a fusion monster, the monster has to have the same attributes as the return monster. If it's a synchro monster, the monster with a lower level than a return monster. If it's an XYZ, a monster with a level equal to the return monster's rank. I'm not sure about that one, so I don't get how a level equal to the return monster's rank. Aren't you trying to reborn an XYZ? Not really sure there. I think it's supposed to say a monster with the same rank equal to the return rank. So if you bounce a rank 4, you're supposed to return, get a rank 4 from grave. And then 5. Link monster with the same type as the return monster. Interesting card. Either way, it's a compulse. No matter what, it's compulsing the monster. And it just has a beneficial effect if your opponent has one of those, like, it is playing, like, let's say they're playing Branded, right? You bounce one of their fusion, you bounce Mirror Jade. Well, Mirror Jade, I think, is a light. So if they have another light fusion in their graveyard, you special summon it onto your field now. That's pretty solid. Or let's say they summon a dark, cool, they have a dark fusion engrave, summon that thing onto your field now. That's pretty solid. That's actually a really, really solid interruption. I hope it's searchable besides Trap Trick, but if anything, it's compulse, but it's only for special summon extra deck monsters. So it's okay, because compulse gets anything, but this gets any extra deck monster, which is pretty solid. So you all tell me in the comments if this is any good. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't do anything stupid, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.